And thanks again also to the Rising Stars crew, Nick and Paul and Sharon, for the opportunity to come and present here to all of you. Bulking up. It's not to do with eating sausage rolls and scones at morning tea. The focus here is iron ore and bauxite. We're talking about two commodities with massive market sizes. So current consumption of bauxite globally is about 500 million tonnes. Average price is about 70 US a tonne. Current consumption globally of iron ore is about 1.6 to 1.7 billion tonnes at about $100 a tonne US. So these are markets, trillions of dollars in size, and Western Australia is probably doing its best to slow down its exports of iron ore, creating an opportunity for other parties to come online. And I'll talk a bit about our bauxite. Bauxite makes aluminium. You can't make a solar panel without aluminium. You won't have a building without aluminium. You can't have a Tesla without aluminium. You can't have all of the high-powered transmission lines out there that you want without aluminium. And of course, everyone knows the world won't grow without steel. This is a disclosure to basically say that I'm talking about aspirational things in this presentation. I'd like to say hello to those people at the ASX who are watching today. Just to make it quite clear for all of you, there's a bunch of aspirational statements that are made in relation to our exploration targets. So here we are, a little bit like Bill's presentation, which is an absolute cracker, even David's at Andean's, and Luke with those guys in their gold project. It's about infrastructure. If you can go somewhere where there's an opportunity on infrastructure, your capacity to realise value in minerals is exponentially greater. So I'll say it again, because this is so important. If you've got access to infrastructure, then your ability to realise value from those minerals is just so much better. It's literally, if you've got a railway line linking your deposit to the port and it's 300 k's long, your deposit may as well be at the port. And if your deposit's at the port, then it may as well be at the customer. So your path to that market is the most important thing. So there's one thing that's happening in Guinea right now, which has never happened there before. In fact, it's not happened in many places. It's where there's a consortium of companies led by the government that's building a railway line that's double track its entire length for the good of all mineral deposits in that country. So there's $26 billion being spent on this line after 30 years of studies and research and drilling for the betterment of all of the mineral deposits on that railway line. So if you walked out there today, you'd see 675 kilometres of cleared ground. You'd see 189 bridges. You'd see 27 kilometres of tunnelling. You'd see a car dumper nearly commissioned for 120 million tonnes per annum. You'd see a berth capable of nearly loading 60 million tonnes per annum. All underway right now, due for commissioning next year. So they've started laying girders on all of those bridges. And we've got two projects, one called Simandou North, which adjoins the massive Simandou iron ore system, and the other one, Niagara, which is 100 k's north. It's a really large bauxite project I'll talk about in a bit more detail. But fundamentally, we have these exploration targets which we published last month. Now, why would you publish an exploration target? Why wouldn't you just publish a resource, you might say? Well, we don't have enough holes in these things that we have got that are compliant with the JORC disclosure standards to be able to state a resource. But we've got enough information on these tenements to articulate a large mineral endowment. And that mineral endowment is really large in relation to the value of our company. So we decided that if we didn't communicate this, the market would be uninformed. Okay, so I'll spell it out really clearly. So At Simandou North, we've done a lot of test work, and Jeremy Sinclair, our projects director, is here. He can speak to you about any length of this detail. We can produce a 2 million tonne per annum hematite fines product at -6 mil for just about ever. There's an exploration target in there of 280 to 700 million tonnes. At the bauxite project, Vale drilled that out, as well as other companies, 448 holes into this one. The exploration target, there's 170 to 340 million tonnes of bauxite. Now that's low silica, high grade alumina. That product is being sold in the market well in excess of 75 US a tonne today. So if you think about the total value of the recovered hematite fines, and you think of the total value of that bauxite, and you think, okay, this is a $30 million company, they've got $5 million in the bank, Flanagan and his mates have developed a few mines before, there's a railway line here with capacity. I think you should take a good look at us and think, these guys know what they're doing. They're operating in a world where the Chinese are essentially doing the construction, doing the funding, and tell me the last time that the Chinese didn't want more iron ore. And what are the chances of these guys doing something with it and getting a portion of the value of those assets into the market cap of the company as we head towards production? Because that's what we wake up focused on doing every single day. There's plenty of shares on issue, so there's lots of shares out there for you all to buy. This is the team. There's quite a few Atlas people in here, people who have been around the block. You know, you look at Tony Muir, he's done some tough stuff as a CFO. As CFOs go, he's missing a few bits of his ear, he's got a few scars, he's fantastic. Marcus Reston, you know, what hasn't he built? Jeremy Sinclair, he's built a lot of mines. He built 6 mines with me. And Jeff Dowling, he's my chairman, who's been chairman with me for quite a while. And we've got Tommy McKeith and Chris Tuckwell, both of them veterans. So fundamentally, look, I'm not going to sort of go through all of the detail on every slide. Please do come across and see us at the booth. But we've drilled 505 holes at Simandou North, adjacent to what is a $1 trillion deposit that Rio's in joint venture with. Okay? That geology runs onto our ground. We're not saying our deposits are anywhere near as good as theirs. Theirs are pretty special, but we've got something there that we believe in, and we're now focused on, and we're funded to drill out a resource on. And we've got a railway line that runs within 25 kilometres of these deposits. So these are the area where we'll be drilling. The railway line is just off the page to the corner. So we have a focus there. In the bauxite, this was basically, you can see on this map, this is where the last drilling program was completed on 800 by 800 metre spacings in 2007. But in 2007, the bauxite price was much lower. The global production was about half, and there was no railway line. So this gives you an idea of what's been happening in the bauxite market. So fundamentally, the delivery of infrastructure into this part of the world has created an opportunity for mineral development. There's a double-track railway line with 400 million tonnes plus of capacity. It's inconceivable that any of the tonnes that come out of here are going to kill the Pilbara. That's one of the jokes that people make from time to time. There's only going to be about 160 million tonnes of iron ore which might come out of this project in the next 10 to 15 years, creating space for other players to get on the railway line and do great things for that country and for their shareholders and for the markets. So on balance, please have a good look at us. Come over to the booth, ask the team questions, and have a look yourselves and think, well, here's a $30 million company. If they're sitting on, you know, somewhere between 20 and $40 billion US of contained metal in their projects, what are the chances that they can't convert enough of that into market cap value for shareholders and make them a lot of money? So thank you very much.